Battlefield 2042 started out as a battle royale game. Not just a battle royale mode like Warzone, like the actual game itself was an entire battle royale mode. Mate, could you imagine what the community would think if that actually happened? Modern Warfare 2019 was Battlefield 2042's inspiration, with multiple features such as tac sprint, the movement, the specialists being ripped from the game and put into Battlefield 2042. A lot to talk about in today's video, guys. Strap in, let's do this. Hey guys, and welcome. In today's video, I wanted to go over a lot of information within the past 24 hours that we've received by a lot of industry insiders and actual Battlefield themselves. So we're going to go over a couple of blog posts today, a couple of tweets to bring you guys your daily Battlefield news. Now, there's a lot of interesting things to go from today and a lot of things I didn't ever expect to cover. But hey, we're going to go over everything today. Make sure you guys are informed. Go in the timestamps down below, guys. Skip to whatever interests you or whatever you want to know about. Of course, today we've got our Hazard Zone teaser trailer, and it was announced that on the 14th of October at 4 PM BST, British Standard Time, there's going to be an official 1 minute 48-second trailer for Hazard Zone. I'm also hoping that they're going to announce when this mode releases and whether it's going to release with the game or whether it will be delayed until after launch. I'm also really interested to find out whether this mode is going to be free to play to compete with the likes of Warzone. It was in fact rumored a couple of months back that there will be a free to play element of Battlefield 2042. We don't know what that is as of yet. I don't think it'll be Portal. I don't think it'll be All Out Warfare. I do think it will be Hazard Zone. So again, we'll wait for confirmation on the 14th. But yeah, be really interested to find that out. And of course, gameplay as well, hopefully. Little bits of gameplay in there, mostly likely be a cinematic trailer. Really excited we finally got some acknowledgement from DICE and Battlefield around Hazard Zone. On to the next thing we're to discuss today, and that's actually around what we mentioned at the start of the video. Battlefield 2042 starting out as a battle royale mode. Crazy to me that they actually thought that Battlefield 2042 would have done well just as a battle royale mode. Of course, battle royales are a big thing still. They're absolutely huge. All big game developers are trying to get their hands on the battle royale scene. Obviously, Warzone with its success, Fortnite, Apex, etc. Everyone plays battle royale. The majority of people do enjoy battle royale, so it's a massive thing to do in gaming at the moment. And Battlefield, we're not going to shy away from that. Looking at this tweet here from Tom, it goes into detail and says, in other news, the theory that Battlefield 2042 started as a battle royale is true, although I'm not sure how far in development it was changed to a more traditional Battlefield. The inspiration from COD was there, but Apex was a big inspiration. A pretty bold statement to claim, but the evidence can be provided if you're a journalist that covers this type of info. The fact that I'm actually not capping and you wouldn't believe who provided this info is hilarious. But it is what it is. I mean, for me, absolutely mental. I would have thought that they would maybe dip their toes into the battle royale scene. I mean, they did it with Firestorm. It didn't get the love it deserved or the recognition because obviously it was locked behind the Battlefield 5 game. With Battlefield 2042 though, I don't know, man. If that was an actual battle royale mode, it most likely would have been free as well. I don't know, man. A Battlefield that we've been waiting 6 years for and it turns out to just be a battle royale. I think the community, they would just run riots. It would honestly be ridiculous. And I'm glad they've backtracked from that and they've gone to a more traditional Battlefield as well. And I did have a lot of fun in the beta when it worked. I couldn't imagine just playing a battle royale mode though, or even if they did charge $60 for a battle royale mode. Could you imagine the uproar? Let me know down below what you think of that as well. I'll be really interested to know. Next tweet I wanted to go over today is around the build age of Battlefield 2042. Now, we have discussed this in a couple of videos in the past of some information that came out where the build of the beta was I think around the 20th of September. However, what we've actually got some more details on is what Tom tweeted out the other day, is this. A few devs slipped into my DMs last night to explain the Battlefield 2042 beta build a bit more. What's clear is that there isn't an exact date per se, but August 19th, September the 2nd, and early September were all of the dates that were given. I'll update the article accordingly now. It's interesting that this is the only point that was discussed to me though, apart from one dev who's pissed off my working from home comment during COVID. But yeah, there is a lot of ambiguity at the moment around the build date of the beta, when it actually was built. There's a lot of different dates being flown around at the moment, but I mean approximately 7 to 8 weeks old of which is one the beta. So again, a couple of months. It was accurate when they said a few months old, but again, if that is a few months old, I'm a little concerned that we are that close to launch and we've just played what we've just played. Like, the beta was not a stable build. Like, I had a lot of fun, but it just was not a build that I would release to the public, you know? So if we're a couple of months away from that, they've had 2 months to rectify and fix some issues, which they already have confirmed that some of the issues we'll be seeing in the beta have already been fixed and were fixed when the beta was actually live for the full release of the game, or the up-to-date version. So a lot of the things that we did run into are now resolved. But again, it's still a little concerning that 2 months before launch, we've had that. I mean, with Halo Infinite, this game is also a couple of months from launch, but when I played that game, even the first flight, which was a couple of months ago, it felt so smooth. There were barely any issues. Yeah, there was a couple of optimization issues here and there, but that's expected because of the amount of different bits of hardware that people are going to be playing on and stuff like that. But with this game, it didn't matter. If you had the best PC in the world, like there are YouTubers out there which get given beefy PCs by companies to promote their products and to obviously to show how good they are. Bro, they weren't rocking anywhere over 100 FPS. It was mental to me. And they've got 3090s in their PCs and stuff like that. To me, that's a bit mad. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. But for me, I really hope that this game will be optimized and fixed when it does release, and I am confident that it will. The final thing today is, of course, an article that Tom Henderson put together the other day on Gaming Intel. I'll leave this in the description if you want to go have a read through it yourself. This is essentially everything that you need to know or want to know around it would most likely be within this article. So we're going to go over a couple of key points in this article today, go over it, discuss it in a bit more detail, and give you guys obviously the latest scoop. One of the big things that struck me in this article was around the behind the scenes insight into Battlefield 2042's troubled development and identity crisis. Now we're going to go through this because it is really interesting. Again, if you don't want to listen to me talk, then obviously there is an update in the description down below, a link, go click onto it and you can have a read through yourself. But anyway, going through, in several days since Battlefield 2042's betas ended, giving many players their first ever experience in the near future conflict. Fans received the beta with mixed opinions, with many concerned as to why the beta felt so incomplete. Not only did bugs, glitches and performance issues plague the game, but it didn't feel like the Battlefield that we all know and love. Features that gave Battlefield its renowned character were cut, with the game feeling more like a copy trend instead of creating the trend. Our first major red flag for the Battlefield 2042 beta came just a day prior to the start date. EA reported that the beta of the game was several months old. EA's forum post stated, "Our open beta was branched from our full release client a few months ago and polished and improved to provide a great snapshot of the full experience." Well, that aged well, didn't it? EA, come on. Shortly after, DICE solidified this, saying that they had fixed most of the beta bugs for launch. Not only did we get a conflicting, polished and improved statement from EA, but after, we got the perfect justification story for the bugs, glitches and performance issues before the beta even went live. So again, there was a lot of things going on there. Obviously, internally, they knew that there were issues with this version of the game. For me, I don't understand why they wouldn't just tell us that there are issues. The community would be way more forgiving or way more, I don't know, accepting of these problems, knowing that we've been told about them, knowing developers know about them. Because for me, going into this beta, I'm playing it and I'm seeing these issues and I'm thinking to myself, how has no one seen these problems? Is it just my console? Like, surely a playtester has played this and said that this is absolutely shite. It's terrible. It's unplayable at times. The optimization is horrendous. Why are there different entities popping in and out of my screen at a given time? Like, why is my screen glowing white randomly? Like, surely they know this. Like, why would they release a game like this? Surely you would fix these bugs and release the version of the beta with these bugs fixed so that we've got a playable version of the beta that we can enjoy and give honest feedback to. My problem is that they've released this version of the game and it's clouded the feedback that we could have gave. The constructive criticism is not there because everyone is focusing on the negatives, which will be all of the bugs and issues and glitches that we've found. Again, a really poor decision in my opinion from DICE and EA to release this version of the game. I would have waited at least a couple more weeks to maybe fix these bugs and released a version of the game that doesn't have them. Minor bugs I can deal with. It's a beta. That's what it's meant for. You're meant to give feedback on things that aren't working as well, or feedback on bugs that the developers and team may not have spotted due to the lower loads and stuff. But yeah, I'm really confused as to how they haven't addressed this. Now, I wanted to go into a couple of things now in the article, which goes into the alleged development problems at DICE, going around some issues with management at the time, lack of creativity, and just things along those lines. And yeah, it actually does shock you quite a bit, to be fair, about how the inspiration for Battlefield 2042 came around. And yeah, I thought it'd be interesting to bring into the end of this video, so let's have a read. According to both of the sources mentioned, many of the game's problems have stemmed from the management, with some of the management figures coming from 2017's Battlefront 2. Management is allegedly not committed enough to the project, with creative being simply told to do X, Y, and Z. One of these management figures was simply described as a yes man, and apparently things have been shit since. Problems brought up to management also fall on deaf ears throughout the development process, ultimately creating issues at DICE that could have been solved earlier in the development process. As for the lack of creativity, management loved some of the Modern Warfare 2019 aspects that much that the studio was supposedly encouraged to create similar things. Unfortunately, at this time, it's unclear what exactly that means. But one of the features was Modern Warfare's operators, a feature that's unfortunately ripped away Battlefield's classic class system. With supply drops being a thing of the past for most games, publishers needed new ways to incentivize purchases. One way of which is the Battle Pass and the Specialist system, which has become the norm of recent years. It's still unclear as to what other design choices came from Call of Duty, but a ton of Call of Duty creators that have never uploaded a Battlefield title before was invited to the closed beta capture event, a clear sign that management knows the role Call of Duty played in Battlefield 2042's development. Unfortunately, the choices left hardcore Battlefield creators waiting in the wings of the capture event. One of the biggest concerns to stem from the Battlefield 2042 beta, though, is that some hardworking DICE developers are concerned for their jobs. By all accounts that I know of, rumblings in the studio have started, with some developers already speaking out to close friends at other studios. So far, no indication from management on layoffs has been discussed, but despite this, the events that happened after Battlefield 5's reveal still looms over the studio like a dark cloud. So again, it goes into detail there as well around the management, how there have been a lot of issues with the management, and that a lot of inspiration for Battlefield has come from Modern Warfare 2019, and again, we've seen a lot of that. We've seen obviously the specialists and things like that. We've also the movement. The movement is very similar, if not identical, to Modern Warfare 2019 with tac sprint. You also got the sliding mechanics as well, the fluidity when you're jumping. Like, there's a lot of similarities that you can piece together very, very clearly. And yeah, this does make a lot of sense in my opinion. But yeah, that's all the information I wanted to go over in today's video, guys. Again, quite a lot to go over today. I know that it's been quite a random set of news in this video, but again, they're all really interesting pieces of information, especially the one around the management and the inspiration that Modern Warfare 2019 has given Battlefield 2042. So again, it's yeah, really interesting news. As always, guys, let me know in the comments down below what you think of all this information. I'd be really, really interested to know. But guys, hope you have enjoyed today's video. Drop a like if you have, subscribe if you're brand new for daily videos like this one, and of course, when Hazard Zone drops, bro, we are going to be playing it non-stop. So yeah, hope you have enjoyed today's video, guys. We'll see you all in the next one.